some good presentations today. Hello everybody. So just so you know, we've got the chat option right at the very bottom. If you want to write to us all, swap it to all panelists and attendees. If you just want to write to us four at the top that you can see here, then just swap it to all panelists. Questions and answers, if you can please pop them in the Q&A tab right at the far corner. But other than that, thank you so much for taking the time out to come and see us all again today for our famous every Thursday at 2 p.m. Caribbean Corner webinar. I'm delighted to have, we've got Martin, who's from Panama Jack today. We've got Denise, who's from True Blue, and also she's going to do the Nisbet Plantation. And then do we need to introduce Shanika with a Jamaica Heartbeat of the World behind her? I think you all do. But yeah, we've got Jamaica as well, again just for some updates and some hashtag Caribbean dreaming from everybody. So without further ado, Martin, over to you.
Perfect. Right. Let me share my screen. Can everybody see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Hi everyone, thanks for joining on the Caribbean Corner. You may recognise my face. As Playa Resorts, we have been on these webinars frequently, but today I want to talk to you specifically. So my name's Martin and I work for a company called AMG. We represent Playa hotels and resorts across the UK and Europe. You may be more familiar with some of our more well-known brands such as Hilton or Hyatt Ziva and Hyatt Zilara. But today I want to talk to you solely about Panama Jacks. Panama Jack is probably less known in the UK market, which is why we're doing these webinars today to kind of get that brand awareness out there for you. Panama Jack is 4-star, all-inclusive. And as you can see from there, it's all-inclusive reimagined. We have 2 properties in Mexico, one in Cancun, right in the heart of the hotel zone, and one in Playa del Carmen, right in the heart, right by 5th Avenue. Just a little map there where you can see where we're located, as well as our, obviously, other brands within our company. With Playa, we have key things that we go by, best locations at every destination, heartfelt service, inspired dining, as well as others. But I want to kind of bring the resort to life a little bit more, as opposed to just doing it on a PowerPoint. So I've just got this video to show you, and it kind of brings the resort to life and shows you kind of the messaging and what is behind Panama Jacks. Perfect. So I hope that video brings it a little bit more to life. Some of you that have been in the industry for a long time may remember them being known as the Grand Caribe Resorts, but in 2017 they had a complete rebranding, refurbishment, and from then they became known as Panama Jack Resorts. Now this one that's on the screen now is in Cancun, as you can see, right in the heart of the hotel zone, lagoon on one side and the ocean on the other. Apologies. forward. There we go. As you can see here, fully refurbished, fantastic. And as you can see, the ethos, you know you're in Mexico when you stay at one of these resorts. And what makes Panama Jacks different to other resorts is that they are perfect for families. So if you've got any customers that are looking for a family getaway, I really want you to consider Panama Jack as one of their options. What makes Panama Jacks great for families is that they have large family suites. So they've got suitable accommodations to suit families. Our family suites sleep up to 2 adults and 3 children. They're as good. The family suites in Cancun also lead out onto the Camp Jack, which is the kids club. Great kid club facilities as well, which makes it a great family option. You've got Camp Jack, which is open from 9 till 5 during the day and 6 till 9 at night. It's got a pirate splash water park, an ocean view mini golf. It's completely fully supervised. So again, it's got loads of activities to keep the kids entertained throughout the day. We've also got, for the older kids, we've got a teen club, which is called #TeenZone, and it's got video games, activities for all kids that think they're too old and too cool to hang around mum and dad all day. This is Panama Jacks in Playa del Carmen. As you can see, typically Mexican in style. And what's great about these, one of, like I mentioned before, one of Playa's key ethos is we have the, rather than having 100 hotels in one location, we pick the best location in each destination. And that applies to Panama Jacks too. So with Cancun, they're right in the heart of the hotel zone, near, you know, you're just a short ride away from Coco Bongos and the other activities. In Playa del Carmen, you can walk out and you're right in the heart of Playa del Carmen, right by 5th Avenue. So if you wanted to do a family day trip to Cozumel, which is great for diving, that's possible. If you wanted to go shopping down Playa del Carmen's 5th Avenue, that's on your doorstep as well. And what makes it good for families as well is also the amount of restaurants and bars. Cancun has 13 restaurants and bars, and Playa del Carmen has 11 restaurants and bars. So it really is, and they're all included for families. So if kids want to have their 10th bowl of ice cream, they can have it. There's no limitations, there's no restrictions. So it really is great for families, and it's definitely one to consider when you next have clients looking for a family getaway. That's it from me, just short, sweet, simple. And I'd say we just hope when your clients come in, they've got a family holiday, that Panama Jackson's considered.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Martin. You certainly had me at 10 bowls of ice cream. I'm there. Nothing better for me than to like sit with my, obviously my rum at one side, my ice cream at the other. So brilliant. You've brought that to life. Thank you. Denise, over to you. If you can sort of transport us now to, you know, to Nevis and also to Grenada, with Grenada being first.
Right, let's see if I can get this working. Can anybody see my screen?
I can see it perfectly.
Yay, did it right this time. Right, sorry. Good afternoon, everybody. Sarah, first of all, thank you for having me on today again. And for all those that joined us, thank you for dialing in. I know there's a lot of webinars, etc., going on at the moment. I will try not to go on too much. Those of you who have met me and know me from old will know that I get a little bit excited about the 2 hotels that we're talking about today. So we'll keep it short and sweet. What I will say before I start with True Blue is I'm holding some Grenada organic vegan chocolate to send to somebody. So it is pricked, and let's see what we can tell you. Now, True Blue Bay Boutique Resort. It's a family owned and run property, obviously on the island of Grenada, clue in the slide, but it's quite unique. So we're 5 minutes from the airport and Grand Anse Beach. We're not located directly on a beach, but the taglines we like to use these days are boutique, chic and climate smart. True Blue has evolved over the years since Russ and Magdalena Fielden bought it, and it has become now a total of 70 rooms. So even in the 8 years that I've worked with them, we've gone from 48 rooms up to 70. It has become what is known as sort of the the community hotel. It's very much connected to local schools, you know, the local communities, and giving back. And actually, as you can see from this slide, on the right-hand side, you see Marie Fielden. She is now the general manager, so the owner's daughter. And it's the leading environmental and sustainable resort on the island. I'm not just saying that, we have actually had awards where that's been proven. So if you've got clients who like to consider the whole environmental thing, I'm not saying it's the make or break of their holiday, but please keep in mind that for a small family-run property, they're very conscious of the impact that they have on the environment. Now, the rooms are very diverse, so I'm not going to go through the details of every room category and, you know, sort of take you through everything. Please just note that from our True Blue rooms, which are the lead-in rooms, very popular with divers that are very spacious, etc., right up to our 2-bedroom villa homes. They've all been renovated, refurbished, kept in, you know, with a modern, fresh look. The top left picture you can see here is our new style. That's shown in our True Blue rooms and our Cocoa Pod rooms and suites. And those I do want to flag to you. So last year we announced and opened the rooms that took us up to 70 rooms in the hotel, the Cocoa Pod suites, completely environmentally conscious. They are solar powered, they are self-sufficient. You know, should there be bad weather over the Caribbean, these rooms would be perfect. But just please take a look at that photo. You can see what I mean. We're a 3.5-star hotel, but it looks at least a 4-star. Spacious and you know, sort of chic. What I would flag as well is that when we added these rooms, it's Magdalena's design and colour flair, etc., that comes into it. But you can see sort of the modern colour palette, so the ocean being brought in, but then the Mexican twist that she has, so all the lovely, these are turtles actually on here, but all the lovely wood that's been involved, etc., as well, to make them unique. Anyone who's heard of True Blue before will have heard of the Dodgy Dock restaurant. Please note the name is basically tagged to the location, not to anything that you might consume, because the food's amazing. But the Dodgy Dock was Magdalena's connection, or her input when they were building the restaurant. You can see the bottom left-hand picture. It is the dock. It is out over the water and you have great views. But when she came down one day, she noticed that it wasn't straight, but she's Mexican, and in her broken English, she said, "Oh, it looks a bit dodgy." And that was it, the name stuck. And it's now known and really popular on the island. We get a lot of students come in, a lot of locals, a lot of people come in from other properties, particularly on a Wednesday night. And anyone that's not sure, ask the tourist board. Whenever they are bringing a fam trip over to the island, I get asked, "Denise, we're not staying with you this time, but can we come to street food night on a Wednesday?" So we have a local street food night. Guests that are with us, even on all-inclusive, are involved as part of it. You go to different stands, you try all the local dishes. So again, they bring the community in, and it's a real Grenada feel that you get when you're staying there. Even down to the Blue Haven Spa, run by the hotel, but all the treatments are connected to the island, so it's local herbs that are involved. If I tell you that in the spa we have the chocolate wrap, I don't mean you eat it, you literally get wrapped in cocoa. It's very good for the skin, folks. So keep that one in mind. We do weddings and honeymoons. Obviously I won't go into too much detail, I'm conscious of time, but they're all tailor-made, and Keisha, who is head of reservations, also handles all the weddings, and she loves coming up with different things to do for people. Magdalena is a huge yoga enthusiast, and about 4 years ago now, she said to Russ, "We don't have enough space for yoga. It used to be done twice a week down on the Dodgy Dock before breakfast." So typical Russ, he finds a space and he builds a yoga studio. And now the hotel has a yoga studio, and we have 8 or 9 classes a week. And anybody staying with us as guests can attend up to 3 of those complimentary. They don't need to, you know, pay any extra. Really good yoga as well, different styles of yoga. We also have aquanauts, who are the leading dive specialist on Grenada, based at the hotel, literally right down at the dock. So anyone who is a dive enthusiast, you know, loves to go on a diving holiday, keep in mind the plan is that we will be open in August. August is a key diving month in the Caribbean and in Grenada, and we have aquanauts right on our doorstep. So if you've got anyone wanting to get away and dive whilst everything's been left to settle, if you like, under the water for the last few months, keep us in mind. And as I said, those True Blue rooms are great for divers. Also, we can obviously arrange if you've got, groups that want to travel together. We do have the Namaste Kids Club. It's not a huge club, but it is there for guests if they want some childcare. What I would flag though is that True Blue now has 4 swimming pools, lots of staff, lots of different spots that guests, families can go and relax together, different locations around it. Plus we do a complimentary transfer twice a day to Grandance Beach and back. So if they want to take a picnic, go off and spend the day at the beach, it's a 5-minute drive. Things that are worth remembering with True Blue are the things that are included as added values. So they don't pay extra for it, it's just part of their package. So we do a complimentary rum tasting once a week. Good reason to book the all-inclusive, because then you've tried them all and you want to go and keep drinking them. Or a chocolate tasting, and somebody can taste some of the chocolate today. We do cooking class demonstrations. If you see the top picture on this slide, you'll see Esther and Omega. They are the 2 ladies that are our cooks on property and also our local TV celebrities, because they go on local TV quite a lot and tell everybody how to pound your conch when you're making conch chowder and all that sort of thing. Good fun. We do the yoga lessons, which I mentioned. We have kayaks people can go out and do, and we do the beach transfers. So there's a lot that it's included. Anyone who has joined our Inspirational Insights group on Facebook, or who has been following the Sunrise Marketing Facebook page, will see that although we usually host the Chocolate Festival on island, this year Magdalena has still gone through with it and it's all been virtual. So we've still been sharing with everybody, and there's been videos and demonstrations and that sort of thing. It will continue, and we will hopefully have everybody back on island next year. But just to say, we spearhead the Chocolate Festival on the island each year, and it's all about the cocoa and the healthy side of chocolate. So I'm going to round up. I won't read through all the list of facilities. I'm sure you can look at those, but please also keep in mind we have the handbook pages in the Sunrise handbook that you can refer to, and we can send you lots of extra information. Sarah, do I do my question now or later?
You should do it now.
Right.
How are we going to do it? Are we going to do the chat, or are we going to put a hand up? What do you think?
So can you watch who puts their hand up first when I ask the question?
I can give it a go. I can give it a go. You might have to just trust the judge. I'll trust the judge.
Whoever puts their hand up, or do you want to put whoever types the answer first? Is that better?
Somebody's already raised a hand. So the moment you raise your hand.
Well, then whoever types the answer first has got to be.
Let's do raise the hand. So raise your hand if you know the answer, and then what I will do is I will make you able to speak. So you're going to give your answer. See, everybody's liking this already. So you're going to give your answer to all of us. So
right, but you can't raise your hand before I ask the question.
Don't raise your hands first. Let us do the question first. Put your hands down, everybody. Okay, go. So ask the question.
Going with what name was given to the new room category that is environmentally conscious at True Blue Bay?
Whoa, that was Jenny that raised that hand first.
Do not surprise me. Go on then, Jenny.
Hang on, let me. Oh.
Now.
Jenny.
Okay. I think they were called the pods, weren't they?
What pods?
Cocoa pods.
Thank you.
Is that wrong?
No, that's right.
Jenny's got some chocolate on its way to her. Thank you.
Well done, Jenny.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. So if I move on, Sarah, all I will say is Nisbet has also kindly given a bottle of Prosecco. So we have a question at the end of this one too. Okay. So I think most people have heard of Nisbet Plantation Beach Club before. I will just remind people a few of the key selling points. It is on the island of Nevis. So it is a flight with BA usually through Antigua. So it touches down in Antigua and goes on to St. Kitts. There is obviously also the option of flying to Antigua, maybe twinning and getting a local airline to hop over to Nevis. Once they hit St. Kitts, we do a complimentary return transfer from the airport in St. Kitts over to the hotel in Nevis. That whole transfer is seamless and it takes 50 minutes. It involves a 25-minute coach ride or bus ride down to the closest point between the two islands. So it's the scenic route of St. Kitts, and then it's about an 8-minute boat ride between the two islands. Usually the challenge when we are doing that is how many rum punches or beers you can drink, you know, in that 8-minute boat ride. And then people are met when they arrive in Nevis, and it's a 5-minute drive to the hotel. So it is seamless. Ever since that flight started, we've never really had any issues. Then you will arrive at Nisbet Plantation Beach Club. The key selling points: we are a boutique property. We are only 36 rooms. So again, you know, all these hotels are small boutique, great for isolating. And you can come in and know that you are basically going to be met by one of the management team, escorted, very quickly checked in and escorted down to your room, which is either side of this shot. So you can see the rooms on the left and right in Lanai Cottages. This is our signature avenue of the palms, and anyone who knows Nisbet will recognise this. As everyone knows as well, we are the only ocean or beachfront plantation style property in that region. So it becomes a key selling point. That is the Atlantic that you see in front of you, but it is actually very smooth, and we have a artificial reef off the beach, and people can swim there, etc. as well. You can see from the property that is Mount Nevis. Anyone who wishes to go and hike up it is very welcome to. I do suggest you leave at about 5, 6 in the morning because it's a long hike and it gets quite hot. Or you can just partake in our GM hikes, which are a 5-kilometre hike around the local area, and they run twice a week. A member of the management team will take the guests around, escort them, do a nice hike, come back in time for a shower and head down to Coconuts for breakfast. Although Nisbet is 36 rooms, we differentiate ourselves by not having lots of restaurants for every meal, but by having a different location for each meal of the day. So you come down to the beach in the morning. As you can see, also I mentioned before about the isolating, but I'm serious, we don't have a busy beach. There's more lounges than we ever have guests in house, and we have lots of space for them to enjoy. They will come down to Coconuts for breakfast. They will have lunch at Sea Breeze, which is the shot over to the left here, and dinner up in the Great House 6 nights a week. This whole area where you see the beach bar here and Coconuts, which I'll show you shortly, is where we have our manager's cocktail party, followed by the beach barbecue once a week. And we have different guests in house. So they have fine dining 6 nights a week, and then they have the beach barbecue where we have a local band come in. The seating area that you see here, which is why I was hanging on to this slide, becomes the bandstand, and they dance the night away with their toes in the sand. This is our strongest selling point at Nisbet Plantation Beach Club. It's the people. The people of Nevis are so warm, hospitable. You can see lots of faces here. I've worked with the hotel now for 15 years, and the majority of these ladies have been there longer than I have, and they love to remind me of that every time I'm, at the hotel. But they are long-standing, they are personable. I've taken my daughter a couple of times, and forget me, she becomes a princess of Nisbet. You can really see that genuine warmth and hospitality when you're at the hotel. You ask any of our repeat guests why they keep coming back, and they will say it's the staff. The saying we have with Nisbet is that you come as a guest and you leave as part of the extended Nisbet family, and then that's you keep coming back. It might not be every year, but you will come back. This is just to give you an idea of an evening down at Sea Breeze, and on the beach barbecue night, this is what Coconuts will look like. This is also where we serve breakfast. The Great House, anyone who doesn't know the history of Nisbet, I will share with you. Lord Horatio Nelson met his second wife, Fanny Nisbet, here at Nisbet Plantation. They were married and he lived here for some years with her. I'm not saying he stayed forever, but he lived here for some years with her. And that is our claim to fame. You can see the patio area here where we serve complimentary afternoon tea every day. We have tennis courts, croquet lawn, and then I also said to you about the fine dining up at the Great House. We have a lot of guests coming in for dinner from other venues or other hotels, but obviously our guests get preferential treatment. It looks historical, it is historical, but it has been air conditioned, it is spacious, obviously spread out. It's a fabulous experience. We don't have a fixed menu at Nisbet, so the menu for dinner changes every day. It's posted around the property and there's a choice of 3 starters, 3 mains, 3 desserts. There's also a taste of Nevis on it, so chef's always coming up with something different depending on what he could source. Really good at catering for dietary requirements. Anyone who knows me knows I'm celiac. They always look after me, freshly baked breads, etc. every time we come in. Advance notice is great, but you know, really good, and some healthy options too. The question I'm pretty sure at this point everyone's going to ask is kids, families. We don't have an official kids club. We can get nanny service, we can get babysitters, and we do allow children. We invite families with younger members of the family to dine at 6 p.m. Usually they're all starving hungry by then anyway, and we have a kids menu, and it's just so that everyone's happy. So if they're running around, it doesn't disturb other people. But most people sort of dine between 7 and 8, come to dine between 7 and 8. The rooms, again, I'm not going to go through all those details. I'm taking up lots of your time. Lead-in room category at the top, the superior rooms. We have the Garden Deluxe, bottom right, that you can see with a separate sitting area and a pull-out sofa bed. And then you have the lower Premier Deluxe and the upper Premier Junior Suites. So all open plan, again with sofa beds, worth keeping in mind. Key things, we do have the spa, we have different treatment rooms, we can do couples massages. Also, you can tick the box, we do have a fitness room, this is it. It is mostly used when there is a football match or a rugby match or something like that that people want to watch. Because it always reminds me to tell you that we only have TVs in this room and the Great House. There are no TVs in the rooms at the property. So everybody decides to get fit on the treadmill when they've got a football match to watch. That, in a nutshell, is Nisbet Plantation Beach Club. Sarah, question time?
Let's do it.
Okay, so for a bottle of Prosecco, how many years have I worked with Nisbet?
Whoa, the quickest hand there was Cheryl. So Cheryl, I'm going to allow you to talk.
Hello, Cheryl.
And she just...
Hang on, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, yeah, the answer is 15.
Lovely, you were listening. Thank you, darling.
I've known you longer than that, I think, Denise.
That's true.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Sarah, right, let me leave. How do I stop share? Oh, sorry, the last thing I was going to say, I've clicked on it now. Everyone, please just keep in mind, we have our personal touch. So if you do make a booking, email Nikki or myself, and we'll make sure there's a gift in the room from you for your client and a personal note from you. Please follow us. If you're not part of Inspirational Insights, please join us. And thanks for your time.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. And it was really informative as well. So I know you sort of rushed past the rooms, but the rooms we can see on the website, the whole concept we can't see. So this is what is important. So thank you very much. It was brilliant. Shanika, are you going to tell us all about Jamaica? The happy
all about Jamaica, yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All right, so let me share my screen with everyone. Is everyone seeing that? Fantastic. Yep. So, hi everybody, welcome to Jamaica. I hope you're all feeling airy today. Yes, I had my cup of Blue Mountain coffee, so I'm buzzing today. I am Shanika Bennett. I'm Business Development Officer for Jamaica Tourist Board, and I'm covering the Midlands and North of the United Kingdom. My colleague, Donovan Donaldson, he covers the South. Some of you might be familiar with us, but if not, get to know us. We're on Facebook, and our email address is also at the bottom of the screen. Do take a note of it, communicate with us, and let's get to know each other. So today my presentation will cover attractions in Jamaica, activities that you can do for groups of 10 or less. Because I think now that we're moving into the new norm, as they would call it, we're looking for activities that's a bit spacious, that's very open in terms of environment. And this is some of the activities in the presentation that we will cover. But first, to begin with, let's just touch on some of the protocols for Jamaica. Jamaica borders will be reopening to international travel arrivals on June 15. All visitors will be screened via thermal temperature checks and symptoms observed. There's a lot of training currently on island from our hotel side of view, as well as our attractions. And most of our hotels have announced their own protocols to ensure visitor safety. So on arrival to Jamaica, visitors can enter Jamaica with ease and confidence. A face mask is always required when at the airport or on resort. And we want to ensure that visitors maintain social distancing. So transfers to your COVID-19 resilient resort as well, you'll be transferred in a sanitized transportation. So the resort experience is going to be very seamless. You're going to have your rapid temperature screening on check-in. You're going to maintain physical distance in the common areas and lobby. You're going to be wearing face masks in the common areas and utilize your hand sanitation stations. So is everybody missing Jamaica? If you're missing Jamaica, go into your chat and say, yeah, man. So if enjoying Jamaica, if you've been to Jamaica, you know what Jamaica is about. You know how much it just appeals to customers, and you're always returning to Jamaica because of just how hospitable we are. Jamaica is a destination that, even though we're practicing social distancing, you will still feel that true Jamaican hospitality. So for our UK agents, what we're currently doing is that we are putting together a document that we will share with you just to assist you in terms of getting ready to speak to your clients and sell Jamaica. And as I mentioned, our email address is there, and we're on Facebook, both myself and Donovan, and you can communicate with us. So our COVID secure activities, as I mentioned, these are activities for groups of 10 or less, because now it's a bit standard that we're keeping our social distance. And we have over 175 attractions in Jamaica. Most of them have already implemented their own protocols or in the process of finalizing those protocols to open to our international travelers. I don't know about you, but I have definitely tried this activity before. And this is just riding a seahorse in Jamaica. The temperature in Jamaica is so warm, it's very sunny. And when you get into that sea, it's just so cool. Let me know if you've tried that. But this activity can accommodate, as I mentioned, 10 people or less. Another activity, if you're into the very adrenaline rush type of activities, this is off-roading, quad biking. You can do these activities. You can ride a quad bike on your own or with a group that you've traveled with. Maybe you've gone as a couple. I know lots of wedding and honeymoons. That's still to happen, and Jamaica is open for that. So you can go as a couple, enjoy this, or on your own, or as a group of less than 10. So ziplining through the rainforest. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mystic Mountain. This is central in the town of Ocho Rios area, and you're riding a bobsled through the rainforest. So if you've heard of the movie Cool Runnings, you've heard of Mystic Mountain, riding through that rainforest, and you're taking a chairlift, go all the way to the top of the mountain, taking in that beautiful scenery of the coast of Ocho Rios. They also have an activity, zip wiring, and you notice one person on that line. So definitely some social distancing there. You'll be zipping through that rainforest. And one of the lovely things that Mystic Mountain has done is tried as best as possible to maintain the eco-friendly environment of the property. And you will truly feel that experience once you're there on property. Deep sea fishing, if you're going with the lads, you can enjoy this. You want to do something a little bit different, Jamaica is open for these activities. and it's always fun doing marine activities. I'm not sure if you're familiar with surfing on the south coast of Jamaica or in the Port Antonio area, but yes, you can do surfing in Jamaica. There's also a club called Jamnesia, and that's on the south coast of Jamaica that you can learn to do surfing in Jamaica. So it's something different, something new. Go to Jamaica and try it. We also have Culinary Trail, culinary experiences, and we can't talk about Jamaica and not mention the food. If you've had jerk chicken, if you've had jerk pork, if you tasted or breadfruit that goes with it, or even our soup, if you realize on the image there's a big pot in the back, that's a lot of soup, just keeping you warm, very chilled in Jamaica. And we have a lot of culinary trails that you can do as an individual or as a small group. Appleton Estate tour, rum tour as well. Yes, this is a definite yes for a lot of us. So we can do this rum tour, factory trail along the south coast of Jamaica, and looking for something a bit different. If you want to visit a plantation, a coffee plantation, you can visit the Blue Mountains of Jamaica and visit a coffee plantation. I'm buzzing today because I'm definitely having my cup of coffee. So visit a plantation, and one of the things that really stands out about Jamaica and the Blue Mountain coffee is the elevation that it's grown, and it really makes for that perfect cup of coffee. You can also hike in the Blue Mountain if you're not interested in going to the plantation. If you want to just be outdoors, you can hike to the Blue Mountains and go to the peak of the Blue Mountains. I've physically never done it before, but mentally I'm there. I know I need to get a bit more active, especially now. So yes, it's one of those experiences that it's very relaxing, very scenic, and other activities that you can do in the Blue Mountain is bike riding and also bird watching. And Jamaica has 28 endemic species of birds and a lot of flora and fauna that's making the destination so beautiful. So visit Jamaica, do some of these unique activities, especially rafting. This is a very relaxing tour. You can do it in the Ocho Rios area, Montego Bay, Port Antonio, and every raft will carry 2 passengers along it with the boat raft captain. And the tour will normally take about an hour or more, but it's very smooth going down to the river, and you can bring your own music, you can bring your glass of champagne, you can enjoy the scenery going down, doing your rafting activities. Golfing, especially in the Montego Bay area, is a highlight activity. And Jamaica, in the Montego Bay area, we have about 4 championship golf courses and some of the best caddies in the Caribbean. So definitely try these activities. And one of the things you might not be aware of is that some of our hotels will offer golf courses or complimentary training activities as well, in terms of just getting to get a taster of golf. So yoga retreats. For all of us who need to relax and unwind, Jamaica has very scenic locations that you can do your yoga retreats beside the sea. And a lot of the hotels are offering these activities. So if you follow me on my Facebook as well, you'll see that a lot of the properties are currently doing this. You can follow us and you can do it right at home. But the best thing is to go to Jamaica, send your clients to Jamaica so they can get that good atmosphere, the wind through your ear, and experience the yoga activities. Museums, something that we might not really think about a lot when going on a Caribbean holiday, because we're always thinking about the beach, the sea, or the sun, but you can visit museums in Jamaica, like the Bob Marley Museum. I don't know if you want to sing One Love right now, go for it. but you can visit the museums in Jamaica, Fort Charles. If you've heard of the Pirates of the Caribbean, you've heard of Port Royal, and once known as the wickedest city in the West. So get to Jamaica, learn about the history, learn about the culture. There's so much to learn and know. Plantation houses. If you know this plantation house, it's in the picture. Go in that chat, let us know. I won't give it away, but we can do several plantation house tours in Jamaica, and I would say night experiences, especially in this particular plantation house tour at nights in Montego Bay. Sarah, is anybody getting it as yet? Is anybody guessing it to see which plantation house it is? Not quite.
I've got a couple of hands up, but I don't, hang on. But I think these are from last time, unless, Dion, I'm going to allow you to talk. Your hand is up. So if you don't know the answer, put your hand down. Andrew, you've got your hand up as well. So, oh, we've got a few. Okay. Andrew knows. Chrissy knows. Okay, Andrew, I'm going to allow you to talk. Are you there, Andrew? Andrew, can you hear us? Don't be shy, Andrew.
All right, well, if you haven't gotten it, it's the Rose Hall Parade House, and it's in the Montego Bay area. So it's one of the plantation houses that you can visit, and it's quite central to the airport as well, just about 15 minutes away. So do get into Montego Bay area and try these unique experiences. So I'm just going to play just a quick video for you, just to say that we're welcoming you back to our shores of Jamaica with open arms.
Things in the world are looking brighter, and here at Sandals the sun is shining, the sea is warm and calm, the cool breeze is blowing, and we can't wait to
welcome you back with open arms.
I can't wait to whisk you off to your home away from home.
I have been making everything sparkle in anticipation for your arrival.
I've been preparing your rooms, putting out fresh flowers and fluffy towels.
I've been manicuring the lawn, and it feels like love is in the air.
I've been putting out the lounge chairs, because you all know the sun and the sea are the best medicine of all.
I've been cooking your favorite dishes, and you're feeling love.
I've been baking up a store.
And you coming back will be the icing on the cake.
I'm putting the bubbly on the ice. So when you come back to Sandals, we can all celebrate and toast to everyone's good health.
All right, so yes, we have a lot to talk about in terms of our Jamaica Rewards. And when you visit the page now, the website jamaicarewards.co.uk, you will see a new look to our Jamaica Rewards page. We have our training site that we've refreshed for you as well. And get to the news section of that page, and you'll see information on Jamaica. But as I mentioned before, again, I'm Shanika Bennett. My colleague Donovan Donaldson, do get in touch with us and get to know us. Thank you all.
Oh, thank you so much, Shanika. That was brilliant again. I love going through all the different excursions in the houses. Andrew did get the answer right. He wrote
He did.
it had no microphone. And you also commented that some people, because he can't speak, some people see that as a good thing. So no, not at all. I just thought you was being shy. Anyway, thank you guys for coming on. Just to recap as well, don't forget the My Caribbean Rewards. Every single booking to the Caribbean can be logged. Every week you'll see my emails that go out via the message board system. One agent, all it takes is to do one booking per week. And what happens is I pull those names. Every single booking that you've done, you get more chances to be entered. But I put it into a spin the wheel, and I post it on Facebook on Monday morning, and somebody wins £50. So, and that's going to continue up until the end of June. As things progress, we're going to be doing different things. We'll be doing, potentially fam trips. We're going to be doing different incentives. So keep logging your Caribbean bookings. Every booking counts. And it's mycaribbeanrewards.co.uk. But yeah, from me, that is everything. Thank you once again for your time, for coming on. It's lovely to see new faces and old faces. And the prize winners, Denise, will get you the details so that we can arrange for the deliveries to be sent.
Thank you, don't worry, I think I know where to find those two.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. And that's it from me, guys. So thanks for seeing you, and we'll see you next week at 2 o'clock, the Caribbean Corner.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.